morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show with Kyle and Doobie. I am Doobie, and the aforementioned people. Over there is Kyle Burbank. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well, but before we get started, I would like to thank our friends at Roosevelt's for my fit of the day. This hat is from them, and this hoodie is from them. And so thank you to Roosevelt's for providing me this wardrobe.
I would like to thank, I believe the company is Amazon for allowing me to have this in exchange for some cold, hard cash. So thank you very much. We are going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney today, which of course means a whole lot of Luminous and all the fun at Epcot yesterday. We're actually going to have some guests with us who were in the park yesterday.
Oh, I thought it was spelled L-O-U. I thought it was just a really short show. Nothing. Continue.
Is it Lumin? What I do? Is it Luminous?
I was looking at Nikki B's comment, and it led me down a trail of stupidness.
Waterloo. Yeah, ABBA. It's by ABBA. All right. We're going to start, though, the way we always do, and that is with Kyle guessing the stock price. No, first, it's with Doobie trying to find the video. All right, Kai. On the heels of Walt's birthday and the world being reminded of just what a great company this is, what is the Disney stock today within 25 cents?
$91.80. $91.80.
$91.80. If you would have just said 80 and put a number after, you probably would have made it.
I was going to say 5.
You would have made it.
Can I get a refresh?
Okay, we'll get you a refresh. Maybe it went down a tad. Nope, other way.
I mean, that's good.
It's good, but not for you. So there you go. Okay. So Disney stock is up today, 1.47%. If you invested $1,000 yesterday, what a return you would have made.
If you would have...
I'm sorry?
I was going to say, if you had invested in Hawaiian Airlines on Saturday and sold on Monday.
It's that's awesome that Hawaii and Alaska are combining finally.
I mean, it has to pass regulatory muster, but yes.
Together, maybe they can actually make one real state.
Here's Ethan.
Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to this Laughing Place Disney weather report. Calendar picture, frozen landscape. Chilled this room for 24 days. Evergreens, sparkling snow. Get this winter over with. Flashback to springtime, saw him again. Would have been good to go for lunch. Couldn't agree when we were both free. We tried. We said we'd keep in touch. Didn't, of course, till summertime. Out to the beach to his boat. Could I join him? No, this time it was me. Sunburn in the 3rd degree. Now the calendar's just one page and of course, I am excited. Tonight's the night, but I've set my mind not to do too much about it. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will be a bit cooler than yesterday, topping out at 75, but tonight will still be below 60. Walt Disney World is in for a cool day, only making it up to a high of 64 degrees, a low of 52 tonight, so basically freezing by Florida standards. Castaway Cay is 81 now and will be in the lower 70s tonight. Disneyland Paris is mercifully dry tonight, but temperatures are in the upper 30s. Tokyo will be sunny tomorrow and hit a high of 66. However, winds are expected to pick up around noon and remain until the late afternoon. Shanghai will also be sunny tomorrow, starting the day in the 40s and making it up to 65 by lunchtime. Finally, Hong Kong will be partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 73. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Be sure to check out the rest of our channel for videos from all the fun at Epcot yesterday and much more. Bye for now.
This just in, over at Universal Studios, Florida, Gwen the Duckling from the upcoming film Migration is now in this has a name, near the World Expo Bridge in front of the Men in Black attraction. Thank you at Inside Universal for the tweet. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay.
It's always good when you're like, hit the button, and I'm like, I don't know what this is for. Do they?
If I tell you to hit the button, you know it's not important. But I thought Gwen the Duckling was adorable, and I love that it's just set up there.
You never know, Gwen, there's going to be breaking news.
Did you just say you never know, Gwen, there's going to be breaking news?
I just said you never know, Gwen.
Yeah, you need help. You need help, Kyle. Okay. We are going to talk Luminous. We have not one, not three, but two incredible people joining us to talk Luminous. First, we have the one and only.
You want to use your joke from last time? We have an amazing person and Jeremiah.
I should have. I should have. Dang it. First, let's bring on. We don't have intros for either of these guys. I don't
You should have separated them by lanyard.
We do have one.
And now, joining the show is someone very special. We have a mutual friend in Wally. He's the Doobster's favorite person on Earth, and he's a tub time extraordinaire. You know him. You may or may not love him. Here he is. Drumroll. Technically Tony.
Oh, whoops. Hey, Tony. How you doing?
Hello.
We
Good
have
morning.
an
Good
intro-
morning.
We have an intro for Jeremiah, but he not on this brand. So I'm sorry, Jeremiah. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the Vice President of Beanies in the Morning, Jeremiah Good.
Beanies in the morning. Beanies
If I
in
knew
the
he was going to
morning.
start ransacking homes, I would have hung out with him all night.
Wow. All right, so we have Tony Betty and Jeremiah Good, both of whom were at Epcot yesterday for an incredible day. Why don't we start with, obviously, the big thing that happened, the debut of Luminous, A Symphony of Us. I'm going to start with you, Jeremiah. What did you think of Luminous, A Symphony of Us?
So I'd like to point out that my beanie was provided to me by the same folks that gave Kyle his shirt and Tony his shirt, Roosevelt's. Thank you. I loved it. To me, it really was the follow-up to Illuminations. And actually, to me, it's kind of a prequel to Illuminations, because Illuminations was all about the planet and all of us coming together. This show starts off with it pretty much tells the story from birth almost to death and loss and happiness, but it's beautiful. Like I never listen or watch any of my videos after I shoot them. It goes up on YouTube and I don't touch it. I just watch the video again. I'm going to go see the show again tonight. I think Tony kind of feels almost the exact same way.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
What I like, and this is, I'm going to borrow a coin from our friend Chris Rex, who I talked with afterward. This is a fireworks show. There is no multimedia. All you have, the fountains add to it, yes, but it's all meant to be in the sky there, a symphony in the sky. I think it's the term they said in the panel, right, Jeremiah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, they're one thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, there's no visuals. There's no projectors. There's no
Drones?
there's no like guided storyline that you're watching on a missed screen or a projector. It's all there, and then you can kind of interpret it how you will, even though it is some of the same. My only complaint is that it's some of the same songs we hear again and again in a fireworks show.
If you want to see, I don't want to spoil. I know not everyone likes to be spoiled, so I'm not going to show too many of the visuals here, but we do have a complete high-quality video up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/laughingplace, so please go check that out if you are interested. Thank you to those of you who watched our live stream yesterday. I apologize for the crap audio. That was my fault. Did get a good video for you anyway. So yeah, you mentioned the visuals there's no mist screen, there's no scenes from movies, any of that. There's not even like a globe like there was with Reflection of Earth that towards the end had scenes. It is strictly fireworks, lights, water. But that worked for both of you?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it to me it makes up for Harmonious, where you had to be in either X, Y, Z, or Q spots to see it. This is much like Illuminations, where you could be anywhere around the lagoon and see and enjoy it. But unlike Illuminations, where you're like, oh, I can't be behind the trees because then I won't see the globe.
Yeah.
This doesn't have a globe, so you can be, walking and enjoy the show. But the fireworks, and they have some amazing new pyro shells in there that
there were times where I literally, like, if I weren't live streaming, I probably would have said, what was that, with another word in there. But yeah, because it was just like the way they like fired. There was one part towards the end. Well, first the concept art showed a heart, if you remember that, and it's on the merchandise as well. And I was kind of like, how are they going to pull that off? And they did. Well, they did. And then there were other parts where it kind of like fired really quickly around. I'm not going to say the globe, but like all the barges are kind of on like a top of a sphere, and it just fired all around that. And they changed to like 4 different colors midair, which I have not seen in a long time, if at all, pulled off the way they did. So that was
We have a question here. Let's go and answer this from Tammy Tucky. Were there any Epcot songs played during the show, or was it only Disney animated film songs?
There's 2 new original songs but there's no, veggie fruit or, energy.
Tomorrow's
You make
Child.
the world go round or Tomorrow's Child. Nothing
This is
like
not
that.
Epcot Forever point 2.0.
Asterisk at the exit music.
The last song.
There is an acoustic cover of One Little Spark.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Like
I
that,
anticipate a lot of people going to the park tonight just to get some kind of recording of that, because nobody knew it was coming last night. So they all, us included, put the cameras away and everything like that when it was over.
I'm going to ask you this one first, Tony, because you are one of the more emotional men I know. Did it tug at the feels?
If I were watching it without a screen in front of my face, it probably would have. Had I not had that screen there is kind of a protector, so it probably would have, especially at certain points. Yeah.
You agree, Jeremiah?
Oh, I'm pretty sure on your, well, if you could hear, at the beginning, the first song as they're talking about everything is "You'll Be in My Heart," which is like one of my songs with my nieces, and I think you heard me gasp, Tony, because I saw you look over at me.
I heard somebody, but so it must have been you. Yes, that was my general. What?
Shut up! I'm recording.
Yeah. Then later on, there was definitely one that Tony knows very well. The point, and I was watching it, and it hit me because I wasn't recording, but I was like, yeah, it's the storytelling, and it is remarkable. In the panel, one of the things that they said is, and I rolled my eyes. I'm sure you probably did also, Tony, when they said this. Like, we're not giving you visuals. We want you to provide the visuals to the music and the fireworks. And we're all like, okay, that's kind of a cop-out.
It's a cop-out, and it sounds cheap.
Really, it is. Like, the storytelling in there was perfect.
It's like when directors are like, the end of the movie, it's up to you to decide what really happened. You're like,
which I like. The end of, dang it.
And she passed away, and that's why she ended up back on the ship with everybody who also
the one with the dreams that ends with the spinning. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that because duty's stupid.
Inception.
All right. Thank you. Inception.
Wow. Spoilers.
It doesn't mean anything if you haven't seen the movie.
Right. It means absolutely nothing. And then a black screen. Okay. So it was a public event, which was kind of cool. Usually by the time these things are seen, an opening day, media has seen them, cast has seen them, there's videos on YouTube. This was debuted to pretty much everyone there all at the same time, which is such a cool experience. I know, Jeremiah, you know everyone, probably 90% of the people that were at the park that day, you know. So what kind of impressions did you hear from other people after the show? Were they in line with you guys?
Well, I think Tony probably has the best reviews because he was with two people that are, not the diehard Disney fans. They are Disney fans, but they, Morgan and Chris were walking around with him, so he should definitely start this one.
They definitely liked it. I know we also kind of like Harmonious. I know we're in the minority on that one also. But I know Chris has said a few times now he does like this one as he watches it again and again, thanks to someone's YouTube video. That he does like Luminous more than Harmonious. I probably would have to watch it again in person without eyeballs, but I know Morgan liked it a lot, and she liked that they included with my eyeballs, not without eyeballs, not behind the screen.
Coraline it, and then he'll
but nice.
Wow, Coraline it. There's a new word.
She liked that they did. She said she was kind of like with oh my gosh, You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story, but liked that they also used When Somebody Loved Me from Toy Story 2. That's not a big spoiler, that's out there now. And I said I got stuck on the fact with You've Got a Friend in Me. The color scheme for that whole segment is blue, yellow, and red. So the whole time I was just thinking of not making friends or anything like that in life, but going to hot dog on a stick. So
primary colors are awesome.
That was one of the few things I could hear on our stream was When Somebody Loved Me. I'm like, oh, how nice that they're using that in this. I bet this sounds really, really good.
Maybe they'll use Ultron.
It is, and I feel bad for anybody who watched the live stream and didn't get if there was the audio intro to that portion of the show because it spins it a whole different way.
Yeah.
On the plus side, if you watched our stream, you weren't fully spoiled. So there you go.
How were
When
the
I was
visuals though? Can we talk about the visuals on that stream? Were they good?
They were excellent, which
Okay.
all the more makes me angry that the audio had issues.
when I was walking out, I did hear this. I believe Tony even pointed out, but I ran into probably 20 other people that I knew just as the walkout, and everybody from I had the range of absolutely loved it to I need to see it again. I did hear that there was a group of people that was speaking with one of my friends who was tearing it apart, and I just wanted to go over and get very angry with them because this isn't a show that needs anything more. Like it can be as basic as it is, and it does a perfect job. There is no globe, there is no giant mist screens, but the story, and this is something with Harmonious that I loved, how they incorporated the different languages for the songs, and they do that even better in Luminous.
Yeah.
Like especially "You'll Be in My Heart" jumps from language to language, and it's just
They're also the opening. They do like in just a few minutes that announcement starts, but then the music picks up. So it's not just like another waiting track. It's actually part of the show almost at that point. And then the drums kind of build and then stops and all the lights go out. And it's almost reminiscent of that. Thank you, Kyle.
Exactly.
Yes. And then they throw back even further to Illuminations and they do like bonjour, bienvenue, and all the pavilions start lighting up. So it is IP heavy, but still very much connected in old Epcot.
Yeah, it's not Harmonious where the songs were there more for the songs.
Yeah.
This is, each of the songs does an excellent job of telling the story that they're progressing from when we were born to all of our heartbeat.
The human experience.
Together.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. I know you guys need to see it again. It's hard, but 1 to 5, Jeremiah.
I would definitely give this a 5, considering now I've watched it twice and I'm going to go see it again tonight. Harmonious I loved, but I loved Harmonious because the first time I saw it, I had the perfect view.
Right.
Every other time I went, I was like, okay, I have to stand in this exact spot to see the visuals. I really want to see this. Even the hearts that Tony were talking about with the pyro, they do it in 360 around the fireworks barges, so everybody gets the same experience,
which is a big deal. That should not be poo-poo. That's a big deal that you can enjoy the show pretty equally from everywhere, for a show that's meant to be seen from all around the lagoon. Okay, how about you, Tony? 1 to 5.
So I'm keeping it solely fireworks, on a scale of imagine a fantasy in the sky to remember dreams come true. Okay, I'd probably put this around a 4.
Which is
believe there's magic in the stars. So.
I was really so. If you go and watch our video from yesterday, we had the creators and an amazing musical performance by the vocalist, and she played the piano, who provides the song, the Heartbeat Symphony, and Steve Davidson was there, and I was so hoping at some point he was just going to break into the story and do everything, but sadly he just kind of stayed very calm.
Yeah.
I want to credit that vocalist. Do you remember her name, Tony? Shalea, yeah. You got it, Shalea.
I was like, I know I have the info, but...
Yeah, we have that full performance, which... go to our YouTube today. So much cool stuff. You guys worked really hard yesterday and did an excellent job. And you were there all day because, Luminous was kind of the thing that capped it off. And before that, you got the presentation on Luminous. But this started early in the morning because this was also Walt's birthday, which meant the debut of Jeremiah.
Walt the Dreamer at Dreamer's Point. And by early in the morning, yes, we were there at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Which is noon my time, so that's really
No, the previous day I was there for the dedication, but by the time we got there, because we both knew it's going to be a late night, so we kind of relaxed. I got over there around 2, and by the time I got there, the queue for the photo with Walt the Dreamer statue was 45 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that was the standard throughout the rest of the day. I heard earlier in the day there was like 2-hour waits for it.
I was making jokes that it's going to have a virtual queue next week. So.
I'm really looking forward to what it is. Obviously, yesterday was a big day. Not only the debut of Luminous, everyone wants to be there. The official first day of the statue. Also, Walt's birthday. How cool to get your picture with Walt on Walt's birthday. So I'm really anxious to see what it's like today. Is it a little more manageable? Does they have a photo pass person up there? Or was it strictly just take your own
They
pictures?
had a photo pass during the day.
I didn't see one at night.
No, after Luminous, everybody's done. They're like running, but there was still.
But it's not to say there weren't any in the garden, though. So that's what I thought was strange, because
right.
there were plenty around the garden, but there weren't any by Walt.
And you mentioned night, so tons of pictures we've seen during the day. But this place, the whole new World Celebration area, really comes alive at night, doesn't it?
Yeah. I almost feel like it was designed more for night than it was for day, which isn't to say it's bad at day. At day, I've talked about this on our live stream last night. I will happily do what I saw a lot of people doing yesterday, grab my laptop and go work down there. Because it's a very nice, almost like city park atmosphere in the middle of this. So
I hope that's not at all discouraged, because I love the idea of just going to hang out. And if you got to work, might as well work.
And there's
work
so much seating in the area. It was like I had to go charge my phone at one point, and if we were in Magic Kingdom and we went over by the Tangled bathrooms, we wouldn't have found a space at all. But there are so many little nooks and crannies to sit down and just enjoy. This will be, everybody was talking about getting a drink and going and sitting down and enjoying it. In the evening with the beacons of magic on Spaceship Earth, the whole area just does come to life. That video or the photo you just showed of the wide shot, thankfully it gets darker, but it is one of those ones that I would love to be there without 10,000 my closest friends.
We were making jokes when this was waiting to start. Jeremiah and I were talking about how reminiscent this was of Cars Land when you're waiting for the neon to kick on, because everybody's just like, is it going to happen soon? Is it going to happen soon?
And the amount of people walking through that, normal park guests had no clue. And they're like, what is everybody waiting for?
And then they did release a little bit of Luminous merchandise yesterday as well.
I will have that sweatshirt today. That is actually.
No, you didn't get it last night? I thought you got it on the way out.
I did not get it on the way out. Do you have that picture I sent over to you on Slack?
Yeah, I do. Let me get that up.
This is.
Oh, yes.
So I'd like to first thank Roosevelt's for the shirt, Brooke McDonald for the photo, and Disney for the winter blanket, because I won't be cold. Thankfully, I had a pillar to set my phone on, or it would have just been rattling the entire night, because it was cold at the end of the night.
Or I would have been live streaming and holding this.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
Now, but who do you think for this pose, Jeremiah?
That would be Brooke telling me I need to pose properly. So yes, thank you, Brooke McDonald, an amazing friend, and capturing a photo of something that I will never be seen in public doing or wearing again.
So anything else? Like I said, epic day at Epcot yesterday. What a way to spend Walt's 122nd birthday. Anything I didn't mention that you want to make sure to say before we let you guys get back to work?
Tony?
No.
So one of the
illuminated pavement, please.
Yeah, that was the panel that we also do have up. That was more of a kind of a casual, like we didn't even know that we were starting, and I asked a question. They went off on a 10
You could have called it a lunch.
Yeah, we got to hear the music in the Celebration Gardens, which is a continuation of the music in the entrance area. And there's an article. We have 7 minutes of the audio. One of the things that I think we are the only people that actually heard that part is it is being planned to be released on a streaming service at some point. Again, that area, just go and walk around, get some food, take a snack, stroll around, find your favorite chair. And their views of Spaceship Earth, their views looking out towards the World Showcase. So you have a lot of options. And today I'm really looking forward to walking into Creations and Celebrations. And one of the things they really drove home with us is how it makes it feel more like a neighborhood without the fences or the walls. So you can walk into Creation and see all the way across. and it's just beautiful.
The that, but also I go to Epcot once a week on average, sometimes more than others, sometimes less. And I was getting disoriented in the gardens. So there was some thought there with the pathways and everything like that.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I really do. I like, I don't know, the sense that you can kind of get lost for a while in a safe place. I like that idea. Okay, so well, thank you guys both for joining us. I was going to take you both off so Kyle and I could continue with the show, but Kyle disappeared. So I'm going to keep Jeremiah on. Tony, I know you've got stuff to get to, so I'll let you go. But Jeremiah, if you wouldn't mind sticking around at least till Tony gets back, so I don't have to do this by myself.
Not a problem. What's going on next, Doobie?
So Story Living. Did you see the Story Living news this morning?
You mean the franchise of Story Living in North Carolina?
Exactly. Yeah, so we know Story Living is a retirement community that Disney talked about in California, I think the Palm Springs area, and now they are actually going to be doing one. They just announced this morning that they're doing one in Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill, North Carolina, or near Raleigh, Durham, one location, but near that area of North Carolina. So yeah, franchise.
It is so interesting that, this was never on anybody's radar. I don't think anybody, maybe our CEO Benji hoped that he'd have his retirement home in Palm Springs at some point. Now he's going to have two, possibly more. How long is it until we hear there's one in Canada, there's one in Europe? But yeah, it's very interesting that they're building a second one, especially in North Carolina, which Palm Springs, beautiful weather most of the year. North Carolina gets cold.
I beg to differ with your definition of the word beautiful when it gets to be about 110, 120 in the summertime there. This opens it's scheduled to open in 2027, and it is called Asteria. In other news today, Hulu. We've known that Hulu and Disney Plus are going to merge in terms of the user experience if you have both, and that actually debuted today here in the States. So I think these are actually from Kyle's Hulu channel.
Yes, they are.
Show those. So you can see Hulu is like another tab up there. Like if you have Disney Plus, they have the Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Nat Geo, and now they have one that's Hulu. And
I'm checking mine to see if it is only if you have a Hulu account. Yeah, nothing's popping up for mine. I still just have the regular, and I even checked for an update for my phone. So let me double check that if it is a change.
Check it out. And if you've got both out there, go ahead and check those out. We'd love to know. And then something else just dropped, and that is, we do breaking news here, and this is breaking, not real breaking, but somewhat breaking. Oh, okay. Thanks, Kyle. Elsa's Ice Palace over in Tokyo Disney Sea is, we've known it's been coming, but Disney just gave an update on that. How excited are you about this new area of Disney Sea?
Fantasy Springs is beautiful from all the concept I've seen and some of the stuff that Disney has released. I love Tokyo Disney Sea, so the addition of this, and I've been lucky enough to talk to people that have had a chance to experience two of the three lands over there, or three areas, and they said it just blows everything away. Not that I want to start a GoFundMe, but my birthday is on June 7th, and this area opens on June 6th. So Jeremiah Good at Laughing Place. No.
We have got legit breaking news here, Jeremiah. This is not a floaty in a body of water at Universal Studios Orlando. Disney has just released, I'm just now pulling it up from the Disney Parks blog. They have just released information on Disneyland After Dark 2024. So we learned that a couple days ago, they released the whole schedule for 2024, and they included the fact that there would be After Darks would be returning, and now we just got the actual details. So we're just seeing this for the first time, just like you. So I don't know what's in here. Let's find out together. Okay, so they said more nights than ever. They have Sweetheart Nights coming starting January 23rd through February 14th. Select nights, of course. It looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Sweetheart Nights.
Wow, well, that is as many as Jollywood Nights has.
8 Sweetheart Nights, which is a returning one. And leading up to Valentine's Day, that's the first group. And
Hang on. Do we check
there we
out,
go.
check the last, go up to the top one and check the last bullet point, because they always add something new in there, plus specialty menus.
I don't see.
So it looks like
All
it's
right.
all the same as the previous Sweethearts Nights. There isn't anything that's...
We have something new here, something that someone in our chat the other day actually said they'd love to see. They are doing a Disney Channel night, Disneyland After Dark, which just sounds fantastic. So the only 2 days, March 5th and 7th. Some of the things they mentioned: a High School Musical pep rally, Phineas and Ferb dance party, Camp Rock karaoke, Descendants of the Rivers of America. So this will be at Disneyland. Oh, Sweetheart Nights. Where was that? I'm sorry. Also at Disneyland. Lizzie McGuire, Cheetah Girls, Teen Beach Movie. So all you Disney Channel people, Disney Channel Nights is here, March 5th and 7th. I have a feeling this is going to be very popular.
Hold on, Doobie, you're bearing the lead right there.
Yes.
S'more donut skewer.
Only to you, old man. Pre-sale for Magic Key holders begins December 12th. That is only 6 days from now. And December 14th for the general public. Like I said, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling this one's going to be popular. So get ready for that. And then, of course, Star Wars Nights are coming back starting on April 16th, leading up to May 9th.
With no details at all, because we all know what Star Wars Nights entails.
But no May 4th. I don't know what day of the week that is, but it's kind of interesting. There is not one on May the 4th. Again, that's at Disneyland. And in June, again, they will be doing Pride Nights on June 8th and June 20th. And
18th.
they told us, I'm sorry, goodness, June 18th and June 20th. Thank you. So they told us they would be running January through June, more nights than ever. And that's exactly what we got. Any comments on that, Kyle?
I'm glad to see that they're adding something different. I like that they're doing this Disney Channel night. That sounds like it could be fun. And I'm glad that it's expansive. Like, obviously it's not the going back to the beginning of the Disney Channel history, but I feel like it knows it's audience. And then, yeah, of course, we kind of called which ones they would have yesterday. So I guess we're just really good at guessing things.
May the 4th is a Saturday. Thank you, Gio. So obviously they couldn't do it on that.
But it's kind of funny that they waited 2 extra days to announce all of these when they announced everything else. Like, it both makes sense and doesn't, why they didn't just go ahead and release this. I guess Luke is thankful that they didn't, because then he would have had 16 articles to do instead of 14.
Yes. So the details right now are on the Disney Parks blog. They will be on Laughing Place very, very soon, because we knew that we figured something would be coming since they announced that we'd have more than ever. So we prepare ahead of time, and we're almost ready to get that up there. Yeah. Wow, what an exciting period to be a Disney fan right now. Between all the stuff going on at Epcot, getting the full slate for Disneyland, getting a new after hours night, and it's still the holidays. John Stamos was the narrator yesterday.
Yeah, with the longest line that I've seen for Epcot in a long time. And we, the Disney Parks media invited us to the dessert party area viewing. That's where we saw everything. And then the line for John Stamos's last show was going back to, Equatorial Africa. So to try to maneuver to find where we were going was a challenge. And we were walking through the park going, wow, it seems very empty. And then when you're asking about people camping out for Luminous last night, which didn't really happen until it got much closer, the most amount of people were in line. I could look across the lagoon and go, that's where everybody is right now.
That's makes me happy, but wow, I would not have guessed.
Yeah.
John Stamos, Disney fans love John Stamos. I think we wrote an article, Kyle will correct me, that was John Stamos is a bigger Disney fan than you.
Yeah.
He absolutely is. Oh, so it's been a busy morning. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much for Jeremiah for not only your Epcot talk, but also helping out when Kyle had some tech issues.
Yeah, thank you to the internet for going out at the just perfect time.
Isn't it always that way? Our show last night had audio problems. Today has internet problems.
That was Doobie.
That was Doobie.
I didn't watch it. You made fun of yourself on the show, so that I just.
I know, and that's why I told you I'm not mad at you. I'm like, this one actually hurts, Kyle. Let's chill on that. Yeah, exactly. The Full House kids are now adult. They want to go see John Stamos. So, All right. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We're not always 9 o'clock now, 9 generally, but we're a little more flexible in shifting our time depending on our schedules here. So always make sure you like, subscribe, or ring the bell so you get those notifications. And I don't think we have anything more coming up today. Do we, Kyle?
I don't believe so. It looks like we've got a bunch of content things in the works, but no planned other streams as far as I can tell.
Our next stream will be tomorrow morning. And until then, go watch Luminous or something.